Welcome back to the Crypto's Key conversation. So there's been this conversation of Ripple being kind of like the last line of defense in regards of against the SEC and their overreach and them trying to regulate by enforcement. So last line of defense for the entire crypto industry. And there's been some speculations as to what David Schwartz has been saying in regards of do we have to choose from our vision or the company? Do we got to accept what we can and close the door behind who we don't know? We're assuming, or they've been speculating that it's the the rest of the crypto space. Who really knows? But Library had put this up, and I want to cover it really quick, but I think they hit it on the head. It says, by far the best chance for cryptocurrency in the United States is Ripple. There are other crypto players in the U.S. that could be playing offense but aren't. This means it basically all on XRP to save us all. Which, I mean, I speculate, and I feel the same way, man. I mean, that's the only thing that John Deaton's saying. Like, we're not going to get any other solid litigation or anything until 2025, and it's been evident Congress isn't really stepping up. They're just sending letters and having conversations, saying all these great things about new days coming, but nothing's happening, right? Obviously, the conclusion that we're growing close to in the Ripple versus SC case is really what all we're going to have. And obviously, you have Charles Hawkinson from Cardano, talking about he heard a rumor saying there was going to be some settlement and it would be catastrophic for the rest of the industry. So it just shows you that, hey, people are hearing things, and obviously, negotiations and conversations have been happening. Maybe Ripple's going to have to take, what's best for them and their business, and take their deal and take their win. It shouldn't be on, Ripple and XRP, the digital asset, to save the entire industry. Although they would like to, right? The success of the space equals more success for Ripple and the digital asset XRP in the community. But at the end of the day, Ripple's a company, a for-profit company, so they're going to do what's best for their company. Coming over here, Wheezy X had put this up, and I thought it was interesting. It says, spent too much time gathering this, but what's the XRP chat? And this is Bill Hemmon's calendar. So if we come down here, right here, it says 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. XRP chat with Valerie Sapinick. And then he had put up, what was the one? I think it was in 2019, talking about a DC office meeting with Ripple Council, Valerie Sapinick. He was putting all this stuff up. So I'm curious to see what John Deaton in the community comes up with this stuff. And obviously he put hashtag ETHgate and stuff. Wheezy X always does a solid job. I thought this was hilarious. This is from Mr. Huber says, so these are all the individuals saying XRP is a scam, right? So you got the Hex guy, you got Vitalik Buterin, you got Joe Lubin holding his elbow, and then this guy here, he's hilarious. Says the moment when it becomes obvious for all that our biggest critics never had any credibility whatsoever will be a sweet and well-deserved moment. And then he put up this as well. He goes, he's responding to U.S. Treasury Secretary shielding XRP and utility to the powers that be, but it's a scam, right? And then he goes, people that worked for Ripple that allegedly most obvious fraud in Ponzi since 2012. Former U.S. Treasurer Rosie Rios, Vice Chair of the Federal Reserve Michael Barr, Mary Jo White, former SEC Chair, BlackRock Head of Digital Assets Robbie Mitchnick. It's just crazy, man. You don't get this sort of representation within your company, and people leaving like prestigious positions to join the team of Ripple, right? But it's a scam. It's kind of crazy. I guess it's only a matter of time. More will be revealed, if you will. And hold on to that reveal word, because I have a video that I'm going to show you. It's from Digital Asset Investors responding to a Well chart, which says 39% of Ethereum supply is held by Wells compared to Bitcoin's 11%. So if we come over here, the biggest lies in crypto. One, nobody knows who Satoshi is, which we showed a video on this channel, and Digital Asset Investor, I put it up as well. I think it was, forgot what the agency is. And every time I start talking about it, I tend to blank and forget about the agency. But anyways, they sent an agent to go talk to the 4 Satoshis or whatever. So it's known, but that's one of the biggest lies that he's saying. 2, Ethereum is decentralized, which is the basis of the fake commodity designation given from the Hemmon speech. And keep in mind this Hemmon speech, right? Remember, they gave the Ethereum free pass saying that it wasn't a security, it was a commodity. So this is going to come into more light when I cover some of the stuff that's coming up. It says, when it is secretly centralized amongst the disguised wells from the ICO, we have the videos, we have the audio, we have the videos, we have documentation. Obviously, we don't have the specific transactions, which is surprising that no one's going after those things. Maybe they have, but obviously there's some big players behind those disguised wells, so they don't want to bring that to light. Moving on here. Obviously, I covered that one already. I really like what Met Lawman had put here. He goes, "There's an important crypto case brewing in federal court in San Diego. Freddie Riz of Hodl Law has sued the SEC, asking the court to declare the Ether and Ethereum network are not securities. Here is what you need to know." He continues, the SEC has moved to dismiss the case. In motion, the SEC makes the startling statement, quote, "The Hodl Law's own allegations make clear that the SEC has not reached a final decision about the Ethereum network or Ether." And he says, wait, what? This is astounding. Gary Gensler has absurdly claimed that the 1946 Howey case about orange groves makes it abundantly clear which digital assets qualifies as securities. But somehow the SEC has taken 8 years to analyze whether Ether is a security, and it is still officially undecided. Given the pattern we have seen under Gary Gensler's administration, Gary will let all of us know when the SEC has made up its mind about Ether by suing somebody for issuing or trading Ether. This is not how the rule of law is supposed to work. 1,000 years of English common law requires citizens to be informed ahead of time of what is prohibited. This concept traces back to the Magna Carta, but in Gary's world, he'll let you know when he lets you know. And then he puts up the document here for the lawsuit here. So keep that in mind. Like literally, it's been going around on Twitter that Chairman Gensler saying everything but Bitcoin is a security, right? But what happened to the whole Ethereum free pass speech, right? What was that big argument about? What was that all about? And now Chairman Gensler, even when he was asked in several interviews, he wouldn't talk about anything, since we don't, he would talk about Bitcoin openly, but he constantly said we are the SEC and we don't talk about any one, digital asset. It's kind of shameful, right? But they gave Ethereum the free pass back in June 2018. This is John Deaton. So he says, watching Bitcoin Maxi celebrate Gary Gensler's comments that everything is said Bitcoin is a security is pathetic. This is the same guy who prevented a spot Bitcoin ETF while allowing professional traders, investment banks to trade both a futures and a short ETF, which is, man, that is crazy. This guy, I don't know how he's getting away with this stuff. It's just crazy. Stuart Alderati says it says crypto lawyer PSA. Chairman Gensler or Chair Gensler has again proclaimed that every cryptocurrency except Bitcoin is an unregistered security. He now must recuse himself from voting on any enforcement case that raises the issue since he has prejudged the outcome. So he's referencing this case here, Atani versus SEC, and then James K. Fallon had put it up here if you want to come to James K. Fallon's page and click in here and kind of read through it. But I mean, they're literally shooting themselves in the foot. John Deaton says, very important issue. And I believe, he's responding to Brian Castillo, And Brian Castillo says, Senator John Cornyn, with all due respect, Congress has also enabled the CCPPLA, the failure to hold Gary Gensler at SEC accountable for investigating capital markets claims versus Sequoia's China principal global steward Neil Shin has major consequences for our public. So John Deaton's responding to the same very important issue, and I believe this could be the end of Gary Gensler if properly investigated. Sequoia was also a top investor in FTX and SFB. Sam Bankman-Fried had $200 million in Sequoia's funds. Ask yourself, why do these folks have so much access to Gary? Man, I mean, I talked about it on this channel before, like how interesting. So obviously outside of the devastation, right? And obviously my portfolio has been hit. We've been hit with the lawsuit, which kind of tarnished my family's financial plans the past 3 years now. But it's so intriguing. First of all, it's silly how, and it's comical how these fools think they can just get away with this. And how dumb do they think we are, right? I mean, we are all very fortunate that we have the platform we have to share information, spread information, research, make content, and really put the people's history out there and put the truth out there, right? We are very fortunate for that. But it's comical that they think they can get away with this, and it's super intriguing how deep the rabbit hole goes, or as we could say, the spider web, like how big this spider web actually is and how things are connected. I'm really anxious and excited to kind of see what unfolds with all this. This is crazy. Will Chairman Gensler be held accountable is my question. Jeremy Hogan's responding to Eleanor Terrace's tweet, which says the SEC has issued a subpoena to Robinhood app over its cryptocurrency listings. And Jeremy Hogan says, looks like the SEC is pointing its next arrow at Robinhood. He says, what is the sheriff after? I don't think Robinhood even has a staking program, does it? Robinhood has a lot of Ethereum, though. Just saying. So we'll see. We'll kind of see what happens. Let's see what XRP Crypto Wolf says. He says Robinhood purposefully didn't list XRP, so that sounds like their problem for being next on the SEC's list. Man, it's crazy. Chairman Gensler's going after everything, man. They're trying to collect. Oh wait, let me make sure of this real quick. So much. All right, so continuing on here, this is Eleanor Terrett says, quote, the Securities and Exchange Commission said it will not be speaking this year at an annual conference well known in legal circles. As a result, the event called SEC Speaks is being canceled. So obviously, they're not trying to show their face in public, trying to, I guess, get behind, stay behind closed doors as much as possible, especially with all the scrutiny and the in a sense, the pressure being applied from all angles. It's interesting, man. This is crazy. Do I want to play this video clip? Yeah. Okay. So I think this is interesting. Okay. So remember I talked about that word reveal, right? So Digital Asset Investor says, did I just hear what I thought I heard? More will be revealed. It says Annie Jacobson is an investigative journalist and author, writes about war, weapons, government secrecy, and national security. So listening to this is quite intriguing.
Said, I do also know a number of serious players in your world who I have a very strong suspicion / almost certainty consult with the intelligence community. So there is a quid pro quo there because the crypto community, as far as I can tell, and certainly the individuals I know that I have, communicated with in other areas, have no intention of being a hostile player. So they want to, my understanding is the leaders of the crypto community want to be able to maintain pseudonymity, right? But not anonymity. They are saying, wait, I am identifiable. I can tell you what it is you would like to know. I am not a hostile player. We. Right? However, we are making our own new rules. And that's where it becomes a bit of a détente. And that's where I find cryptocurrency, this world, extraordinarily interesting because more will be revealed. Now,
what is that more? Right here, somebody says, what the F does that mean? More will be revealed. I mean, it's intriguing to me. I mean, I am fascinated by this space. I am completely fascinated by just the corruption and, like I said, the web and how things are connected and how things are being rolled out. It's crazy, super interesting. When this thing's said and done, when I mean by that, meaning we have like true, clarity and regulation within the space. Obviously, the Ripple versus SC case will be over. When this actual space becomes like, as you could say, like per our typical standards of like markets. Like legit, obviously we're over $1 trillion market cap. So it's legit, but I'm talking about regulated, almost in the sense of where people are in it, like they were in the regular stock market, if you will. Right. Once that happens, whoever makes the most sound and all inclusive documentary is just going to be a hit for decades to come. Man, I think it's fascinating. As she says, it's extraordinary. I'm glad that I am alive during these times, and that I have the ability to be involved in this space. Let's just leave it at that. I want to end on this. Says Roger Brewer says, just in, over 20% of American adults own crypto, and a majority see a need to update the financial system. Coinbase survey reveals this number is going to grow tremendously, for the years to come, as more people become educated, as the space gets, more, I guess, fairly regulated. Obviously, there's some safety nets, or people feel more comfortable about it. This space is gonna boom. Remember, Kathy Wood was saying something along the lines of the space being 40 trillion, by 2030. Who knows what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a fun ride. Make sure you come to the Crypto's Key Conversation YouTube channel. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Crypto's Key 1. Really appreciate your support out there. With all that being said, stay strong out there. Be safe.